think about it, just trying to spook me a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, we're here at Boot Hill Mud Bog today on a Sunday, Memorial Weekend, and actually a few days ago, probably didn't even know anything of this was going on for most of the people here, but the truck show was here yesterday going on, the bogs and sand drags, and about 35-40 trucks were here. We got the show going on here today, and actually we have the announcer for the series here, or for the Larry's deal, and you are?
My name is Tim O'Leary, and I'm a professional public address announcer. I do college and professional sports all over the country.
Really? So
Yeah.
actually you know what you're talking about most of the time, right?
Most of the time. Most of the time I do, yes.
So you don't really get into fights with women or the husbands or the wives of the,
No, not
like
normally.
Not yet, no?
Not yet. Nope. I try to keep those to a minimum. I do MMA. I'm an announcer at Michigan State University, an announcer for the NCAA, and announcer for the largest amateur wrestling promotion in the country called New Way.
Wow. So a little bit of everything, from physical action, and now you got the mud bog deal going on here today.
Correct.
And
Yep.
kind of pretty cool with these guys. They may not be like your monster trucks we see on TV, but awfully darn close with the, talk about the speeds, a whole lot of different, but, lots of horsepower, lots of noise, and some pretty cool looking outfits.
Whole lot of money in these trucks. There's, not much difference between the monster trucks. I'm also the announcer for ATR Motorsports Series, which is a monster truck and mega truck series based out of Fowlerville, Michigan.
Okay, that's up by Lansing there.
Up by Lansing. We've got 9 events scheduled for the month of August alone. That's where we've scheduled that stuff.
The virus didn't help matters any this year, did it?
The virus has basically shut down my employment. And in the meantime, I'm, selling wrestling mats and doing things to keep myself busy. But this coronavirus has taken wrestling and MMA right out of the picture.
Anything with seats.
Anything with seats.
Yep. It's been unbelievable.
Yeah. Yesterday was a good draw. We had 50 trucks here. On short notice, I think it's a great turnout. Not sure how many we'll have today, but on short notice, it's a good turnout already.
They're scattered about. You think, there's only this many, but there's a few here, a few there, and a little bit all over.
They are, and we'll be back here in July, and we'll be much more organized.
More publicized.
More publicized, more advertising for it. We've got a great place to do this.
A lot of runoff area.
The shutdown area is the best that I've seen in the country, and I've announced all over the country. They've created this pit and this sand drag area to have the shutdown area that's required for the guys that are pushing 2,500, 3,000 horsepower sometimes.
Because if they're a little bit out of control, they still got room to slow down and
still
not
have
worry
room.
about when we go to hit or haulers in the back there.
Exactly.
That.
We've got camping. It's a registered campground. Plenty of pit
I think he
space.
might be sharing his interview here in a minute.
That's okay. He's just fine. That's my dog.
There you go.
Yep. It's it's a wonderful place. Larry and I talked about this place last year when we did our first one here last fall. And this would be the place to put on a series. Have 6 or 8 races here in a summer. Get some dedicated vendors. Set a schedule up. People know what the schedule is. But I have not seen, other than Daryl Jones' place down in Sanford, North Carolina, I have not seen a better setup for what we do.
And it's right off 80, 90. I mean, accessible. There's a good pocket of mud boggers up here, too.
There is.
With the Auburn series, the Indiana guys, the Michigan, and then, like I said, we had some guys from Iowa here last year. Tennessee was yesterday. Some guys from Ohio here today.
Tennessee, Wisconsin.
They will travel.
They will travel. They will travel. That's the thing. If we'd have been able to give the notice that we really needed to make this big, it would have been big.
Crazy.
But with everything going on, I don't know if you've been down 131 up in Martin. We came down 131 yesterday. And Martin Dragway had 500 haulers there.
Oh my God!
Yeah, they were packed yesterday, so I felt a little bit better about what we were doing.
I know when they did that, we do a race in Indianapolis Raceway Park, and they have the bracket racers down there in September, and then the bikes. And I mean, they're 8 in the morning where they're setting up. They're there. At midnight, they're still going, and then they're like, we had 1,100 entries here this week.
Right. Yeah, it makes for a good weekend.
Yeah, they just go.
Makes for an active weekend.
You feel tough for the people announcing or keeping track of everything. It's like, he wanted, hey, time for my break here. I'm seeing 2 hours.
No breaks. Portable toilets right there. That's
about it there too.
That's all you get. They bring us announcers food. toilets are close. You know, we've got to keep the action going.
Yeah, for sure. There. Now, and then your schedule now for this, you're going to be doing the shows with Larry out here, and like I say, we're talking about July 4th, a show.
Larry is a really good friend of mine, and he asked me to do these things for him, and I made a 2-year commitment to him this year and next year, and we'll see what happens. We want to grow this into one of the premier mud runs in the country.
I know we're talking about seats maybe and lights down the road.
We are.
Other things there that
We are.
enhance it even more.
We have room. I know last year Larry bought 200 portable toilets. He purchased them instead of renting them. It's a way that he's getting ahead of the game. He's got his own laser lights and timing system for the mud run. He bought his own Christmas tree lights for the sand drags.
And he's been in this forever, so he knows what he's doing.
He has, and he's got 3 trucks here, and still trying to put this thing together.
He's still waiting to get that first full pass, though.
He is.
Over here yet. Remember last year, everybody did it but him, so it's kind of all people,
Yeah.
Maybe he did that just to humor everybody.
He could have, but Larry's very serious and has a lot of money.
His face wasn't too happy after.
No. Last night he was in a good mood. We had 250 spectators, 50 trucks with all their people. A good turnout. Good turnout.
Like I say, short, because I'm like, I work third shift, so I sleep Friday night in as much as I can. And I got up and I'm looking like Mud Bog, and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't a last year notice. It's this year. What? It's actually today. What the heck? So I had to get with Nora. I'm like, is this, what's going on? She goes, oh yeah, come on down. I was like, all right, I'll start packing.
Yep. The people that will show up today are a totally different group than were here yesterday, which is really kind of neat.
We might have been the ones that slept in.
Yeah.
All of us, everybody else was early birds, knew about it more.
That's right.
But, the people that slept in was like, well, I'm an hour some away, so if I would have shot and got going, it'd been 2 o'clock at the earliest.
Right.
But well, it's good talking with you.
Good talking with you. Thank you.
And hopefully you announce a good one today, and hopefully, the weather, I think it's going to hold off today.
I think it will.
It's pretty good here. I know that weather looking bad yesterday. It was rolling in. Sunny skies, like, man, in another hour it's going to be downpouring. And
it rained here all night long so hard that they had to put no water in the pit.
I was wondering, you kind of get leery when they water a pit, and it's ready for tomorrow, and then it rains a bunch of rain, and then it's like, oh my God, now they're siphoning it out, and
we are perfect for what we're doing today.
And no dust. There'll be no dust anywhere.
No dust today.
Nope. For that. So,
well, good talking with you.
You take
Thank
care
you very
now.
much. You too.
Behave yourself today.
I will.
We are recording, and we have the microphone on, so that's 2 things we need to have happen.
There
Sometimes one had the other doesn't happen, it's a heck of a mess.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, we're here at the Boot Hill Mud Bog, and kind of a last-minute thing set up here in the last week or so. Up here at Jones, Michigan, they say 3 Rivers, but actually when you go to 3 Rivers and you find out it's way over by Jones, we call it Jones, Michigan.
Yep.
And we have one of the guys that actually runs a couple different tracks, mud bog tracks around here, and you are?
Brett Thompson.
And you're out of?
Middlebury, Indiana.
You're kind of in that middle
in the center.
In the
center.
Out of some shows here and stuff. And you came and started doing this how many years ago now?
Oh, I started doing this way, way back in the day, but then it died out. The sport kind of died out.
Days, huh?
Yep.
Yeah,
and then here in the last few years, I started getting back into it, and here I am.
And you've kind of been coming out more full bore here the last, I'd say, 2 years.
I
didn't Sodbusters.
I didn't get into it till last New Paris race last year. I was the first time out with this truck. So,
and how's mud bogging expense gone since when you were in it before?
Well, if you do own a mud truck, you're broke.
Yeah, it's
you are
expensive.
broke.
Yes, the tires are themselves, small fortune, the rims, and then the motors. You want to get a high power motor, but then it's high risk, high reward, and some stuff.
You're always taking chances.
And you're in what class? You got one that looks like one of those juked up rascals.
I'll be in class 3 and 2.
So 2 of them, every class, the lower the number, the more juked up they are.
Yeah.
So and it's almost like you're kind of maybe underpowered for maybe 2. A little bit.
Maybe.
With some of those other guys out there.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't seen who all's here yet to run against, but I'll find out when I get out there.
Yeah, sometimes the enclosed trailers are deceiving. What's in those things? Like, oh, well, that ain't much. And then something like that rolls, like Bear's car rolls out, or Manso's outfit rolls out, and oh, boy, that looks pretty hyped up there,
Yeah, some of these guys, a couple of trucks I've seen here before, so I've seen them run, but some of these I haven't, so we'll find out.
Some fun stuff there.
Yeah.
And it's all according to the draw, if you go first, you go last, the way the pit.
So you get to see how that guy runs. You can change your strategy when you get up there, So it's all guessing game.
And like say with this truck here, is this something that you got as a ready to go mud trucker, or was it something that you had? You started juking it more up.
I bought it off a kid that had used it for play bogs, and I brought it home and I did some changes to run what we do here. So it's just been a little bit of changing and running it.
Now, your wife's kind of like your pit crew. When you told her what you got going on, how was her thoughts on that?
She think I'm going through a midlife crisis because you get into speed, demolition derby.
She's going to get you some more medicine.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
You have to take 3 pills instead of 2 now.
Get my head checked once in a while. Yeah.
But she's your pit crew.
Yep,
I mean,
she helps out,
a lot
tire
of times,
changes.
I mean, I'm looking and she's working, you know.
Yeah, you got the picture of her last year changing tires.
So,
but I don't do
it
time
wouldn't have been a
much.
smile if I would have said anything. You
Yeah.
know, like, I better just take it and keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, she goes, oh, who took that?
But kind of cool. You got another one here. I mean, you've done Side Busters, New
Yep.
Paris, and you know this one's pretty close to home.
Yep.
And
I say I only did 3 last year, and this was the very last one last year. So last year was just a test and tune, me get used to the truck.
And it was a perfect
So,
day. I mean,
yeah.
the weather was
Yep.
perfect and sunny, and a good day. I pulled up there with Steve there with that truck there. It was
Yep.
some excitement there, pretty good there. But,
Well, I'm going to try and run her a little harder today, do a couple different things. We'll see what happens. So I say it's still a little testing and tuning going on, but we'll see.
Now, with your experience, when you go out, do you take a look at the walk over there when you get here and kind of look
Yeah,
and say, is there
that
water
was-
standing?
that was the first thing I did,
The
yeah.
rain from last night. So
Yep.
I was thinking, oh, boy, this might be maybe a lot more muddier than what some people are going to
Yeah.
anticipate today.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a little challenge, a little bit of water in it, but we had quite a bit of water in it last year, too, and it still was a good fit.
Yeah, only Larry, man, of all people, not made the full run. That's
Yeah,
the full
yeah.
run.
And I can honestly say I beat him on that one.
Don't speak too loud. 'cause
Yeah,
you
yeah,
might
yeah,
have
I
some-
know
You
it.
might have something up his sleeve.
Yeah, I know it.
He'll be over here talking, and they'll be taking air out of your tires
I
or
know
something here. Go out there and they, man, what's going on here? You know,
Yep.
unless telling the wife she must put only 5 pounds of air pressure or something in there. No, some kind of a deal going on there.
Lower one and make me turn.
Now you got a name on the back of your truck too.
Bail money. The kid that had it, that's what he had on it, and he said keep the name on it, so I'm gonna keep the name on it. He's always in contact with me, you know, seeing what the truck's doing now and stuff.
Sometimes
So
guys will get a race car. It's got a certain number on it. They'll
Yep.
buy it and they'll keep that same number.
that's
You know,
that's
this
the same
number.
thing I do.
No reason.
Same
No
thing I
reason,
do.
you know.
Yep. Always run the same number.
Now this year, you got anything planned for the Mudbox Series? I mean, all we're in gears. We got a couple shows at New Paris. You know, at least one rescheduled.
Well, I'm going to try and
Busters.
I'm going to
you
be trying to hit up all of them. You know, as long as work permitting. You know, I can hit them all.
And everybody's itching to do something.
Oh yeah, I was glad to hear this one going on because I was getting crazy and tearing up my backyard with the truck. So
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. I had to look again going, that's not a year ago post either. That's like today's post 2 hours ago, an hour ago. I was, what the heck? So I got with Nora and she's, oh yeah. Well, okay, I guess I'll start loading, get some stuff together and charge the batteries. And
yep, we've been dying for this. There's a lot of us wanting ready to go. You know.
now, do you prefer a really wet pit or do you prefer like a drier pit? Or you know that one time at New Paris, almost the first 50 trucks I think just went 30 feet in block.
Yeah, it was pretty wet.
That was a pretty tough deal.
Well, I was there the second day. I didn't get this done for the first day on that one, but they said it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
that
it was like-
first day.
you-
Second day, I blew it.
Everybody's standing at the tail end, you know, for a picture or two, and
Right.
it's like after that, I was like, I better just stand right where they're leaving because otherwise I'm down
Yep.
there and they're still 170 feet
Yep.
away from the camera and stuff.
Second day wasn't bad, and that was like I say, my first time out running this truck, running it. So you know, it was a learning experience that day to see what it'd do.
Has this really evolved a lot more than back in your day? You know, when we talk about the speeds and
Oh, yeah.
everything, and the way the tire
Oh
technology.
yeah, we used
and,
we used to just put big tires on our trucks to see how far we could go. You know, we didn't have high horsepower back then.
and
You
now
know.
do the shocks do a lot of play in it too? And